Hello, everybody. It's Final Rich here with the 10 best albums from 2022. There were lots of great albums released in 2022, including albums by classic rock bands, established alternative bands, new grass, rap, but none of those are going to be included in my top 10. I've been watching a lot of these. Some of them have shown some of these, but what really amazes me is nobody has shown what I think is the number one album of the year. Nobody that I have seen. And these big established channels, I think, are missing the boat by not checking out this album, apparently. And some of the ones that I've been watching are not in my wheelhouse. Whatever, people go, well, what is a wheelhouse? Well, a wheelhouse is something that's in Michael Pilmer's steamboat room. Now, before we get started, let me make sure my eyebrows are in shape. And before I show my top 10, I'm going to show two reissues that came out this year that are great, and two bootlegs. Now, the first reissue I'm going to show is more of the Monkees. This is a double album. It's got the original stereo mix and then a bonus disc. The bonus disc is a bit disappointing. Now, when I first talked about this, when I bought it, I kind of crapped on the album. It's a lot better than, on a few listens, it's a lot better than what I made it come across as. The Davy Jones songs, there's only a couple that are kind of, wanker songs. But I must say, this sounds better than the originals. I know a lot of these audiophile people, they talk about going out and getting the original albums, and all that. This reissue sounds 100 times better than the original albums on Cold Gems. And that is the case with this reissue. Fantastic album. What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. And upon listening to this, I put side one and I'm listening, I go, man, I should have included this in the best albums of that year, But then once you get into the middle songs on side one, Save the Children, God is Love, then I kind of realized why I didn't. But my point is that if you like this album, this is the best sounding version. This is better sounding than the original. And another thing, a lot of these reissues come in polyline sleeves. Some don't. And when they don't, the audiophiles go nuts. See, like this one isn't. This is like in these. The audiophiles go nuts, man. This album should be in a audiophile sleeve, polyline sleeve. And yet, they're the same people that claim the OGs are better. Well, guess what? The OGs were stored in paper sleeves for decades. So the paper sleeves don't hurt the records as much as people make them out to be. Man, this is going off on a tangent. Two bootlegs that I thought came out, that I think they came out this year. First time I saw them. It's the Slits, the BBC recordings in 1977, 1981. I don't think this is a legit. It's on Klepto Records, and this is Klepto Records number 1, so I kind of think it's a bootleg. Side 1 is BB Sessions from 77, and I think the beginning of 78. Punk rock side, it's maybe my favorite single side of a Slits record. It is just fantastic. The second side is recorded in 81, I believe, and it's more of the venturing into the dub realm. But what's really cool about it has backing vocals by Nina Cherry. I had no idea she played with them. And it sounds really good. And my other bootleg that came out this year that I think is fantastic is Black Flag, Damaged with Dez. Now, some people have said they prefer this over the official release. I don't know if I would go that far, but man, this is a good album, dude. And this just illustrates my issue with Greg Ginn. Man, release some of this stuff, dude. You know, on SST Records, you own the label, you own the rights to these songs. Just fucking release them, man, already. I mean, if a bootleg guy can come out with this, Damaged, with Des Cadillas singing vocals, you know, why can't you? And Black Flag, they used to rehearse every day. Or I think it was 6 days a week, 6 to 8 hours a day. And they went into the studio quite a bit. There's got to be some stuff that's not released, but he won't do it. Okay, number 10 best album of 2022. That tells you how old I am. Sick Thoughts. Heaven is No Fun. This is pretty much a straight up rock and roll album with a kind of a punk urgency, but underneath it all, it's basic rock and roll, and that's what good punk is most of the time. And yeah, this is a pretty good record, man. It's my number 10. Number 9 is Los Bichos, Let the Festivities Begin. This is all instrumental. It's cumbia, surf, all blended in. The really great musicianship on this. It's a bit polished for my taste, but it does still make my top 10. Check them out on Bandcamp. Or if you can get your record store to order it, that's the way to go, man. Because you don't have to pay for shipping. But yeah, Los Bichos. Number 9. Number 8 is Mind Force. New Lords. There's the singer. I don't know if you can see the guitar player over there. Right here, barely. But kind of a thrash, punk blend. And for me, not just the power of the band, but I love the singer, man. I think his vocals put them a notch above even most, like the thrash bands. A lot of times their vocalists are kind of, this guy could sing his ass off, dude. Mind Force. It's 8. Number 7 is Piece de Resistance. And it's Bits and Pieces. Great album. This is a side project of the vocalist of Institute, a Texas band. I suggest you check them out. They are fantastic. They almost sound like a 70s UK punk band, Institute does. This is a little different. It's a little, I don't know if, I would say it's a little slower, but it's kind of the same pace. His vocals are they're not as snotty, whiny as on Institute, but fantastic. Almost verging on Bowie sounding, late 70s Bowie sounding, but really good songs. He's a trippy dude. Okay, now we're at number 7. Is it? 10, 9, 8. Number 6? Man, sorry. I never do that. Smirk, their latest album. It's got, in places it has the same guitar tones as their previous 2 EPs. Other places it's a little bit different. The vocals vary, and I think it might even have a female singer on a couple of songs. I don't know. This guy, I think he has different musicians on his records. They're a favorite of mine. I don't know if I like this as much as the first 2 EPs, but I do dig it. And it's my number 6, man, Smirk. And it's called Material. Okay, now we're in the top 5. Wow. And the top 5, if I didn't mention it, this is an LA band. And my number 5 is another LA band in a totally different realm. And it's Tenement Rats, Sod's Law. They sound like a UK band from the UK 82, the Oi vein. And they do it great. This is like the alternative or limited cover. And it's basically just a piece of paper folded over. And it has this insert. And I believe this is the cover that you can probably easily find. But yeah, very good, man. Tenement Rats, dude. Number 5. Great. If you like that UK 82 sound from the UK, you'll dig this. Number 4 is a UK band. And I believe they come from the Manchester area originally. And this is a Nod. And this is Hexen Valley. A great band. Their last couple of albums have been a little more straightforward rock and roll. This one kind of has tinges of that, but it also has kind of their grungy, kind of like that krautrock vibe going on, where it gets into not a chant, but a groove, and it just keeps going with that groove. And yeah, side 2 has 2 songs. Second song is like a 12-minute song, very long. Side B is 4 songs, they're shorter, and I kind of like that side better. But yeah, this is a really good album. Nod. Number 3. I've seen this one showed a couple of times in a couple of top 10 videos, and it's Off, their new album, Free LSD. The song structures are kind of the same as their previous albums. I mean, the vocals, the written words are kind of the same. It's just like not even full sentences, but like partial sentences, and the mute. It's surprising how they can put music behind this Keith Morris's vocals, or at least the way you see it written. But the guitar sound is different on this. It's really good. I don't know if I would say it's more professional. I don't know what the right word is. It's got 8 songs on each side. Well, it actually has 10 songs, but it's got 8 songs that have words for the names. And then it's got 1 song here that's F, which is the best way to describe it is like a punk ambient song. And then you got L, which is a punk free jazz song. And then on this side you got S, which is kind of ambient again, punk ambient. And then you have D, which is definitely a punk free jazz with saxophones. And Misty just woke up. Hey, Misty. But yeah, this is great. Keith Morris, great singer. I did my best top singers of all time in punk, and Keith Morris was right up there in the top 5, maybe 3 if I remember. But yeah, fantastic, dude. And the subject matter is pretty interesting on this. Number 2 is Alien Nose Job. I thought this was going to be my number 1. I mean, I listened to all the new albums I bought this year, which wasn't quite as many as some of these people, man. But yeah, this is just classic rock and roll punk. The first song, Beatles versus Stones, just fantastic lyrics. And I'm not a lyrics guy. The second song is Post-Punk Posers. It's got an AC/DC groove. And Shuffling Like Cows, the last song on side 1, is definitely AC/DC worship. Just a fantastic album. Highly recommend. If you're into good rock and roll, I highly recommend this Alien Nose Job. I was told by Ryan Kidd that this does not sound like any of their previous stuff. So yeah, if you heard some of their previous stuff and you're not really a fan, don't prevent you from checking this out. And the one album that is my number one, and I was a bit surprised, but not really. It's Diane Coffey, and what's this? With People. I think this is a fantastic album. This is a little more on the pop vein than some of these others that I've included here, but it's just great songwriting. And he's a master songwriter, dude. And it just blows my mind that, like, this guy is not included in a Norman Maslow best of. And yeah, that's it, man. Take care, everybody. Misty, want to say hi? Hey, Misty. Say hi, Misty. She's the mellow dog. Coco's the knucklehead. Anyways, take care. Oh, and there might be a spotting of Invisible Ray.